Let's do it.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm really excited about our call tonight, but before we get started with Leslie tonight, I want to celebrate our POP Award for the week. So if you don't know what our POP Award is, it is our Proof of the Product Award. So on a weekly basis, I'm asking you guys to comment on our thread and our coach group and just talk about and celebrate what you accomplished from the week prior or with your program. I know everybody just got finished with Shift Shop, and I met Chris Downing over the weekend, and he was the most humble human being I've ever met in my whole entire life. Kindest, most genuine human being, and he's fantastic. And you guys are having incredible results with this program. And so many of you guys commented today. It was really, really hard to pick, but I'm going to pick Lauren Kellum this week. She lost 7 pounds with the program, which is amazing. And what's more astounding to me is her before and after, which you guys can go check out in our coach group. She did an amazing job. I don't think she's on live tonight, which is totally fine. But you guys are just killing it with these results. We all know that people don't care what we're selling. People don't care what we're necessarily posting on social media or necessarily about a product. They care about us, our story, our journey, the things that we're going through in our life. And I've just seen such an amazing change in you guys with really, really focusing on that transformation, whatever that may be for you, whether it's physical, financial, emotional, spiritual, mental, whatever that is for you guys are doing a really great job. So kudos to all of you guys. You just, like Liz and Cassie and Jen and Rochelle, you guys just all did an amazing job. So thank you for taking the time to comment on that thread. We'll do it again next week. Okay, so tonight I have kind of an out-of-the-box speaker that I wanted to come talk to you guys. I follow her on social media, and I do not remember how I ran into her, but I'm really glad that I did. Her name is Leslie, and she is a mom and a wife, and she works with Young Living, which is super cool. So she is, the name of her team, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is Elated Oilers, correct? Awesome. Yeah. I do pay attention. Awesome. And so I just wanted her to get on here tonight and give you a different perspective from kind of outside of our little bubble of Beachbody about network marketing and her passion for network marketing. You really should friend request her or follow her. Her live videos are amazing. She like sits down and does laundry like casually. It's awesome. I watch her all the time and
scold my kids.
She just has a really great perspective about what we do, and I think how she does it on social media is you can just feel and sense her heart in every post that she makes, and she really genuinely cares about her product. She cares about her people. She cares about her following, and I think just getting a perspective of our industry and our profession from someone else who isn't necessarily selling the product that we sell, but doing the same exact thing and has a heart for our industry, I wanted to come and speak to you guys tonight. So I think you'll really love her as a person. We've been talking for a little while before the call, and she's awesome. So take it away. It's all yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, hi team. This is so cool. Look at all your faces. We do weekly team calls as well. They're not like something that I even learned from my upline, but it's so good to see that there are other people doing this, and your dedication to showing up to meetings like this says a lot about who you are. And when you show up, you're more likely to like be the successful person you're longing to be in your business. So good job, like being around other people who are doing this, creating community in such a digital world. Like, I love the fact that, you know, if we all can't hang out in our living room tonight, we can all hang out in your living room and your living room and your living room. Like, we're all here together. And so I'm so proud of you guys. Thanks for letting me pop on here. And yeah, I don't know how we got connected on social media either. I do have other friends in Beachbody. I wonder if we got connected through them.
I think it was, you did something with I think it was like a scanner thing. You were you were at the store, and it was about different like chemical levels or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It went viral. I got shut down on. So I had a post. It wasn't even viral. I had a post that I talked about I just went to Target one night, literally with my husband and my kids. We scanned a bunch of products, and we were reading on the dangers of using like Johnson & Johnson shampoo and like how high they were in carcinogens and hormone imbalances, and how like a lot of my friends are having a hard time losing weight. They're having a hard time getting pregnant. They're having a hard time feeling good. And it had to do with a lot of the products, like skin products that they were using, dishwashing detergents and things like that. So we went to Target one night and we scanned a bunch of stuff, and just I shared it on social media, which is what we do, right? Sharing is caring. And that post had almost 5,000 shares. I did not expect that whatsoever. And so that's probably how we met then, was that post. I got kicked off Facebook for that one. Yeah, Facebook jail, it's real. But yeah, you guys can follow me over there. It's facebook.com/Leslie Blue Eyes. I'll look for your friend requests. If you want to send me a list of like of some of your people's names, so I know that I have like 500 requests sitting in there right now. And I'm afraid to, when you accept too many, that's what gets you kicked off Facebook. That's what I found out. So, but if I see your name, when I see your name, I will add you all. So, thanks for having me. I'm going to share a little bit about my story about how I got introduced to network marketing. I know that my stats were shared and things like that, but, I want to share with you my heart about this business because, like we're learning, people can go buy your products and my products from anybody they choose, right? So network marketing really has to do with you, how you show up, how you are compassionate. Whoever you are is who you're going to attract. And people, when they think of your name, or when, better yet, when they hear Beachbody, they're going to think of you, right? Just like when people hear about essential oils, they think of me, the oil lady. So I want to talk to you a little bit tonight about branding yourself on social media. This is something that means a lot to me, and I think you could go back and see that some of the things that I've done with myself and with my team have proven very successful. So I'm going to give you some things that are just really, that you can stick in your back pocket and you can start applying to your business tonight. It totally changed the branding myself, totally changed my business. Because like I said, people can buy and get involved with Beachbody or with essential oils or whatever network marketing company of your choice. They can buy it from anybody. So why would they want to buy from you? So I'm going to talk to you guys on why they would want to buy from you tonight. But first I want to tell you my story. So I have been a product of the product, meaning I started using Young Living essential oils back in 2015 when my son was born. After a really hard marital season. I found out in 2014 in the fall that my husband was having an affair for 18 months. I was 20 weeks pregnant with my third child. To say I was devastated doesn't even scratch the surface, you guys. Like, my life was laid out. Like, that was, to me, the biggest fear that could ever come true came true. And so we went through a couple weeks where I was just like, I've got to peace out. I got to leave, and I'm going to like collect my thoughts. But after a couple weeks, I decided I was all in. He was all in, and we were going to make our marriage work. So we did. We started going to counseling. We started getting the help that we needed. We were seeing really great results. Now, I found out in the fall, my son was to be born in the spring. And I knew that with the trauma that I had experienced while we were still in counseling, that with postpartum baby hormones, I knew that those then in and of themselves are hardcore. Like, they can really they're a lot. The emotions are a lot. So mixed with the trauma, I knew I was going to need something to get me through. And I didn't want to take anything that was going to alter my personality or numb me. So I have a friend who had gone through the same thing. She had been through a really hard marital season. Her and her husband worked it out. They came out through the other side. They wrote a beautiful blog about it. Speaking of which, I'll give you a shameless, non-shameless plug. Me and my husband share our entire story over at leslieburris.com. So if you have a friend who is going through adultery right now, please send them to that website, because it is a place where they can hear the frustrations and the anger and hear how all that garbage can be turned into glory and restoration and a brand new marriage. So if you have a friend who's going through that, plug them on over to leslieburris.com. But anyway, my friend reached out to me and she's like, hey, I have a special needs kiddo and her emotions are all over the place. So why don't you try these oils? Like maybe this could be like, even if they, and I thought to myself like, okay, I'll try them because the Western medicine route was going to be really expensive, right? And like I said, I didn't want to alter things too much. I wanted to be present for my kids. And so I thought, well, for the starter kit that it was like $160. I thought, what am I out? I'll try it. I did. I fell in love, and I was an avid user for probably about a whole year, maybe a little bit longer. So loved my oils, enrolled people to get their oils so I could get mine for free, because that's, we can do that, right? That's in network marketing, is we can get our products for free, which is awesome, especially when our products are pricier because they're made with really good ingredients and they're created by scientists who know the blends of all the things that do the good things for your body, right? So I did that for a whole year, and then my husband took a huge pay cut. He took an increase in position at his job, and he took a $20,000 per year pay cut. And I was like, as someone who stays at home with the kids, like that was $1,200 a month that I had to figure out what we were going to do with our budget. That's not like cutting out Netflix and not going to the gym. That was like a total overhaul of our budget. And so the girl that I actually enrolled with reached out to me and she's like, hey, it may or may not be for you, but I just wanted to let you know that I make about $6,000 to $8,000 per month sharing Young Living essential oils. And I was like, I'm sorry. What? $6,000 to $8,000? First of all, that was double what my husband was bringing home. Not double. It was a lot. My husband was making a decent salary, $70,000 or so. But she was making more than that just being home with her kids, sharing products with people. And I was like, I could totally do that. I just envisioned myself doing what she was doing, especially because she was not the girl who was violently pushy on social media. She was just herself. People loved her. They knew that they could get oils from her. They trusted her. They enrolled, and it just spread like wildfire. And I thought, if she could do that, so could I. And so that is what I did. I decided, like, I'm not just a product user anymore. I launched my business, which launching your business looks like letting the world know, hey, I'm going to do this. Maybe not even the business side, but there's like this moment of coming out, of saying to your friends, like, hey, I am now, I wouldn't even say like, hey, I'm a consultant, but what I teach my team, and this is what I want to talk to you tonight, is that first of all, you want to sit down and you want to envision yourself as a brand. And what I mean by that is, what makes you unique? What is it that you love to do and that brings people to your inner circle? There's this book that I recommend if you could read any book for branding on social media. It's 100 pages long. It's super short. It's to the point. It's called Getting Noticed by Lindsay Teague Moreno. Getting Noticed. And it is specifically for momtrepreneurs, women in the workplace who are working from home. And she's going to teach you how to brand yourself on social media. It is a really, really great book. But however, I saw this need, like the book is super good. It teaches you how to engage with your people on social media, how to create content that's not salesy, but that draws people to you, because your goal as a network marketer is not to be knocking on people's doors, to be asking them to enroll to be on your team. You actually want people to be knocking at your door, begging you to be on your team. And I believe that when I first got started, I was the girl knocking on everybody's door. Please come do this with me. Oh, please try this product. Because I saw the income disclosure. I saw what was possible. And I was like, I want that yesterday. And so I compromised a lot of times about who I went to. And I didn't see myself as valuable, but I had this really big vision for what could be done. And so there was this switch though, when I realized, what if I could sell myself instead of selling Young Living, and you instead of selling Beachbody? What if you could sell yourself? And I mean sell yourself as in, like, you see how incredibly valuable you are. as a person, inside and out. It doesn't mean that you necessarily believe it right now, that you may have times where you're doubting your capabilities, but it's when you decide, like, I am really valuable. And then it's this thing of like, now instead of knocking on everybody's door, everybody's going to be knocking on my door. I want to add something really quick here too. When we're talking about branding on social media, that book is going to tell you a lot how to do it. I want to talk to you too, when it comes to branding, I want to talk to you about conscious language. This is something that I talk to my team all the time about, okay? This is kind of like a sidebar, but I feel really impressed to tell you about this. Whatever your beliefs are, I'm a Christian, that's fine. You don't have to be a Christian. I'm just going to talk to you about you being uniquely made, okay? The thing is, you were built. You were built by the builder. Somebody built you. Somebody had you in mind. Somebody designed you for a specific thing, and that person spoke you into existence, okay? You are not an accident. You are not here just from a blip on the radar. Your birth actually is like the chances of you being born with your specific DNA on your particular day at the specific hour that you were born is like a 1 in 400 trillion chance, okay? It is, you're not here by accident at all. And the person that spoke you into existence gave you what? A mouth. You can speak. And the things that you speak about yourself will come back to you. You are pregnant with words, and the things that you say out loud are really, really important. So I want you to think of it in terms of when it comes to your business. If you say, nobody's going to want to do this with me. Nobody's going to want to try these shakes. Nobody's going to want to do this workout thing. They would never be interested. You just decided for them. And when you think that, it's a thought, you act out your thoughts. You are actually motivated by the things that you say to yourself. And so if you have decided that you are consciously saying, nobody wants to do this with me, nobody's going to enroll with me today, nobody wants to hear this business presentation, guess what? You're right. Now, you can also go ahead and take that to the positive. And even though you may not believe it yet, if you wake up and say, everybody wants to enroll with me today, everybody is ready to change their workout life. Everybody is ready to start feeling good. Everybody is ready to start having energy. Everybody is knocking at my door to join my team. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Can I tell you what? When you start having that attitude, the law of attraction says that those things start coming to you. Like that, it can't help itself, but you reap what you sow. The things that you speak into existence are going to come back to you. And so it's really important that when you are talking about your personal brand, meaning people love you. When they see you on social media, they follow, like, this is where I tell my people when they're just getting started, if I can go to your Facebook page and I can scroll it and you are Negative Nelly, you are only going to connect with Negative Nellies. It is really hard to be a top income earner as a Negative Nelly. Like, I have yet to see a top income earner who is just like, womp womp, it's not how it goes. So when it comes to branding yourself, you're going to want to go through your social media, I'm talking mostly about social media. That's where I've built my business. I feel like social media is like your right arm, even if you're building your business in person by doing in-person workouts and things like that, you're still hanging out online, right? So who are you online? Are you the person who complains a lot? Are you the person who is energetic? Are you the person who is believing in others that they want change? The things that you say about yourself, you portray them on social media, and then you attract the person that you're speaking into existence, right? Okay, so I would say that one of the biggest mistakes that I see in network marketing has to do with self-belief. It really, really comes down to who you say you are and who you say you can become. If you don't wake up in the morning and feel like this is going to be a thing, guess what? Totally normal. If you wake up in the morning and you think this is never going to work, I'm just tired. Like, P.S. Me too. I wake up like that every single day. That's why it's really important that when you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, this is what I got to work with here. How can I consciously change my mind right now? And that looks like saying, I'm super magnetic today. My workout was amazing. I feel incredible. You haven't even done these things yet, but when you tell yourself these things right away in the morning and you deal with your mind mess and you start recognizing that you are capable, and you start telling yourself of what you're capable of, guess what? Your day reflects everything that you've told yourself within the first 10 minutes that you wake up. So if you can wake up in the morning and you can have 1 minute of mind mess, shut it down for the next 9, your day is going to reflect those 9 minutes. Or you can wake up for the first 10 minutes and tell yourself that you are just a horrible person. Nobody wants to be with you. You're so whatever, fill in the blank. You all have, I have my things. You have your things. But if we can shut that down, think of how the places you'll go. Hashtag Dr. Seuss. Really, you have the ability to remove the lid off of your business. You have a lid on your business. We all do. We all have a lid of where we're like, okay, this is what I'm capable of doing. This is only as far as I'll go. Well, what if you could remove that lid? What if you could start acting like you really, like the success is already here? What if you could imagine, and I do this, I'm gonna tell you something. I pretend as if I have 100,000 people in my organization already. I just do. I wake up every day, and that is super lofty, right? But that's a top income earner. That's not abnormal for somebody who is at the top of your company to have that many people in their organization at some capacity. And I just wake up. I did this even when I had 3 people in my organization. The power of conscious language and conscious thought will, if you already envision yourself successful, the success will just start pouring in. If you create a space for success, the success has to come in and fill up that space, because anything that's void needs to be filled. But if your void is only this big and you only have a container that's like, oh, I just be happy with 15 people in my organization. Well, that's great, but that's going to fill up really fast, right? So why not like increase your capacity and really consciously tell yourself like, this is possible. Here's what we were talking about before you guys jumped on too. The beauty of this business is, as long as you don't quit, as long as you're the person that people think of for Beachbody or whatever your company may be, as long as you are still in the game, the people are going to continually come. As long as you're active and you're actively pouring into people and you're telling people and they're hopping on, like, yeah, it might go faster for some and slower for others, but you know what? So as long as you don't quit, this business model works. It absolutely works if you work it. And I don't mean like even actively going out there and recruiting 3, 4, 5 people per day like some of the top people will tell you to do in your first 90 days or whatever. I'm talking about just you consistently getting up every up. This is going to work in your favor. That's the beauty of network marketing. Beachbody isn't going anywhere. It's not. And the truth of the matter is, you have so many people in your circle right now who are one decision away from radically changing their life. Radically. Just like you woke up one day and said, enough is enough. I'm going to work out. I'm going to feel great. And I'm going to do this thing. Guess what? You have tons of people in your network who are just one day away from that decision. And so if you can wake up every day and tell yourself that, like, that's exciting. You're just wondering who is it going to be, right? Like, who's the next one? Who's the next one that's going to join my team because you're ready for them? Okay, so let's recap a little bit. What do we have for time here? I don't know. My watch totally died. This is why electronic watches are the worst. Oh, good. Oh, no. Power reserve. It's 6:33. Well, 8:33 your time. So let me go back just a little bit. branding on social media is really important. I was going to talk about branding, but something shifted and we're talking a lot about conscious language. So I'm going to repeat for you again. Branding on social media is really important. People are going to buy you. Go through your social media and clean it up if you're negative Nelly, or if you have a lot of politics and stuff on there. Like, guys, you want to be the person that people stop at your post, or you want to be the person that people plug in your name to see what you've been up to. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You know, you have some people where you're like, oh, I wonder what so-and-so is doing today, and you plug their name in. Can I just tell you, that can be you. That can absolutely be you. You can be the person that people go to and look up on social media. And you don't even have to have a crazy following for that. But you can become so magnetic. You can brand yourself and sell yourself, meaning you're a place where people can come and get a cup of cold water. Everything you touch is just inspirational. It's not pushy. People know what they can get from you. You're magnetic. Brand yourself. Grab that book and brand yourself. Okay, it's really important. But conscious language is going to serve you so well. There's this video on YouTube, and I do think it's from a Young Living distributor, but here I am. It has nothing to do with Young Living sales. But it's a really good video by Sonia Swan called, you can just Google conscious language. It is super cool. She will walk you through what it's like to have a poverty mindset. Poverty mindset says this: I'm never going to have enough, or we can't do that. Here's one of my favorite thing is, I can't afford convention. What? Okay, let's talk about the container. Okay, let's go back to that container. Remember, if you create a space that has a need, like convention, you need to go to convention. Everybody here knows that. You need to get to your events. If you automatically say, I can't go because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you've taken all your junk and you've filled that space. That space is now full. You can't even work with that. Or you can say, I need to get to convention. I'm going to create a space for this. I'm not going to fill it with my agenda. I'm not going to predetermine how this is going to go down, but it's going to happen. The opportunities come to you and they fill that spot, okay? There's just no excuse. There is no excuse. Unless you have a poverty mindset, unless you decide before it's even here that it can't be done. You've put a lid on yourself when you do that. Or consciously you can say, I can't wait to go to convention. I can't wait to see how I'm able to afford this. I can't wait to see how many people enroll with me this month so I can hit my goal so I can get to convention. When you start speaking life, guess what? Life starts filling up that void. You can either fill that void with life or you can fill it with death. With either poverty mindset or an abundance mindset. It really does matter what you think. It matters how you think it. It matters what you say, because if you tell yourself this ain't gonna work, guess what? You're not gonna get up in the morning and serve that. You're gonna be like, I'm just gonna sit here and eat ho-hos and the shakes will stay on the thing and my workout will happen maybe next week. Or you can say, convention is like, it's already done. I don't know how it's going to be here yet, but I'm in. I'm going. It's going to happen, and it's going to be super successful. I'm going to get 15 people to go. Like, if you tell yourself that, you're going to get up and you're going to drink that shake and you're going to do that workout and you're going to show up. So conscious language says, are you poverty mindset? Are you in lack? Or are you in an abundance mindset saying it's on its way? It's on its way. It's coming to me. I don't know how it's going to happen, but that's okay. I don't need to know the how. I'm just here for the ride. And while I'm here for the ride, I'm going to take really good care of myself. I'm going to show up for others. I'm going to love people. I'm going to be here. And people are going to be beating on my door to join my team. Do you see the difference in that right there? Like, would you enroll with somebody who is like, I don't really know if this is going to work. I don't know. Convention is the thing, but it's really, it's expensive. Or like, would you enroll with that person, or would you enroll with the person who said, oh, this is amazing. This is going to work. You can totally get, $50,000, $60,000 per year doing this amazing workout thing. You're going to work out anyway. Could you imagine pulling in a full-time income just from working out? Because it can happen. Like, yeah, I'd rather enroll with that person any day because they believe it. They walk it out. They are somebody who has created a space for me to be like, oh, this could really be a thing. Conscious language. Which one are you? Poverty or abundance. That video will help you so much. I just want to tell you, I watch that video every single morning. It is no joke. The mind mess, I want to tell you, there is a real enemy trying to stop you. You have somebody, you have all the forces that be who say you are not capable. You just sit down and you be quiet. Don't you dare inspire another single person. Don't you dare think that this could be a thing, because that makes you dangerous. So why not just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to be dangerous. I'm going to consciously tell myself that I'm able, I'm capable, I'm worthy. People are going to sign up with me like crazy. Like I said, people are ready to do this with you. Are you ready for them? Are you confidently ready for them? Are you have you already, I don't know if you guys do this or not. Sometimes we do like welcome packages when people enroll with us. We'll be like, oh, welcome to our little thing. And we send them like a little note, a little thing, whatever. Do you already have like 5 or 6 of those ready to go for people who are going to enroll with you this week, this month, the next 2 months? I would say do that. I would say prepare for the people who are ready to join your team, because you know what? They'll be so confident in your ability. And if you're not there, like if you're not sure yet, piggyback off your leader. Can I just tell you, this girl, she knows network marketing can work. 4 years, most people quit within 6 months because it's not get rich quick. But I promise you, network marketing is get rich over time. Like all those dreams and goals, the things that you have on your heart, the way that life could be for you and your family is simply because you wanted to eat well, you wanted to feel good, you wanted to help others do the same thing. Like that is just incredible, right? I mean, what industry can you wake up from your own house, work out from your own living? Like most people are going to the trainers, like they're working crazy schedules. Personal trainers, they're going in at like 5 in the morning to help the people who are in the corporate world work out and do their thing. Or they're working from like 8, 9, 10:30 at night because they're waiting for those same corporate people to get off work so they can train them. They are so tied to their job, and you guys have a leg up because you have YouTube and you have Facebook Live, or you have this. You guys could all, do you guys do that? Do you guys get together on Zoom and work out together? Because I would like to watch that. What I'm saying is, like, we live in such a fun time where this industry is incredible. You could make this anything you wanted it to be at your say, at your schedule, at your capacity. You guys, network marketing is incredible, incredible. Okay. So I could go on forever, but I think I'm going to just land there. I do and would be so happy to do any kind of Q&A. If anybody has any questions about branding or about conscious language, or if you have a question or a concern, this is what I tell my team. If you have a concern or you have something you want to say, yeah, but if you have a yeah, but, I would say come up with a solution or two if you have a yeah, but. I like to tell people that because it can, like, energy bus really matters. You showing up, and if you're Eeyore, guess what? The rest of the group is going to join you in being Eeyore. If you show up and your shoulders are back and you're confident and you know this thing's going to work, guess what? Everybody's going to sit there and they're going to smile and they're going to put their shoulders back and they're going to be super, super excited to be with you. So let's, if you have any questions, let's do a quick little Q&A if you're cool with that. I'm not a Beachbody consultant. This is actually my second Beachbody team call, and I'm so excited because it makes me kind of want to be, like I'm not a huge fan of doing multiple MLMs, but if I were to go to another one, Beachbody would probably be it because y'all are so much fun, and I just think that people who work out are happy. I don't know.
It says that happy people have endorphins. So
yeah.
And
that's what I love. I love going to the gym just to hang out there because I don't work out, but sorry guys.
Listen, I know a really good coach, and when you're ready,
I know you would be too. You kick my booty. I would be laying on the floor crying, uncle. I just know it.
I have to say, I wrote down some notes and I grabbed that video for you guys. So I'll post it in our coach group so that you guys can check it out. The conscious language video that she was talking about. The one thing that stuck out to me is being a cup of cold water on social media. My mission every day, and my team knows this, like I'm a relationship junkie. At the end of the day, what matters the most to me is relationship. And what matters is that someone knows every single day that I love them and that they genuinely matter. And this business to me is about love. And one of our vital behaviors is inviting. I don't know if you guys have I don't know what your vital behaviors are, like what you guys do, but I'm sure it's similar in some way, shape, or form. But I don't like the word inviting. I think it's very sterile, and it is like the one thing that everybody hates to do. It's not fun. But I'll send emojis to some of my coaches who really struggle with that, or send them gifts or whatever, like stupid gifts about loving people. Like, did you love people today? Because that's what this business is really about. And taking the time to be that cup of cold water for people, because people are so thirsty. Like, people do not have hope right now and they are struggling. They need that so badly. And that's the vision that I have, is that if I can leave that mark, just one person, doesn't matter who it is, I don't care if you buy something off of me. It's not about that. I want you to know that you are loved, that you matter, and that our relationship matters. And when you buy something from me, it's not just about a product. You're buying me and my heart and everything that I'm going to give you. And so that really stuck out to me. I absolutely love that. And the whole thing that you talked about with just self-belief and what you say in your mind, your mean girl. I don't know if you've read the book, Master Your Mean Girl.
Yeah, but I'm going to write that one down soon.
It's really good. I can't remember who wrote it, but if you go on Amazon, you'll find it. I think it's Melissa something.
Only wear pink on Wednesdays.
Yes. Her whole thing is about your mean girl. It's your mind is your mean girl, and you have to learn to train her. And to my mentor calls it your crying baby. Like, you have to learn how to shut your crying baby up. And so I love that. I love that little piece about the morning, like what you first think about in the morning. I could not go to sleep last night. It was so ridiculous. I had a really hard time falling asleep because I could not wait to wake up at 4:15 in the morning and hit the floor and go train and start my day and do what I know that I needed to do, and which is really crazy because people are like, how do you wake up at 4:15? I'm like, you just do it. Like do it. So I loved it. Fantastic. It was so good. If you don't want to talk out loud, that's totally fine.
Yeah, you can do like a question in the chat, huh?
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for her? This is the really awkward moment of every team call where it's like an awkward date.
Like, no, it's okay.
Clarissa says she loves you. Oh wait, no, she loves me. I don't know, someone.
She loves whatever it is.
She loves both of us.
Yeah, I tell my team this too, is that I do encourage people, especially people who haven't been relational in a long time. Maybe they've isolated themselves, but they really want this business to be successful. Network marketing is based off of relationships. And so sometimes you need to go back and mend some relationships. It doesn't even have to do with your product, but when you go out and reach out to people, all the people I reach out to, and I'll reach out to like 3 or 4 new people per day. And I have a whole list of people that are not in my company yet. Hear that? Conscious language. They're not in my company yet. It's just a matter of time because everybody needs to be a Beachbody member and they need to be a Young Living member, like hand in hand, right? So I'll reach out to them and just like, I'll look at their Facebook and be like, how are you doing? Like, do you remember that time that whatever, and just connect with them and recognize that the need that they have and the need that you have might have nothing to do with your product. Nothing at all. But that doesn't matter because you know what? If you sow love, you will reap love. And people will remember that. And if they don't buy it from you themselves, they will recommend their friends to you because you reached out and wanted to care. And there are some people that I come in contact with and they have nothing to do with my business. And the reason that we reconnected might have been motivated by me wanting to build my business, but it actually had nothing to do with profiting for my business, but it had everything to do with profiting their soul and mine. And that at the end of the day is exactly what we're in this for. You know, the bonus is we get paid for it too.
Okay, so we do have one question. How long did it take you to find the right brand? Let me kind of refresh.
Yeah.
How
that's a really good question.
Yeah.
So one of the things that the book Getting Noticed will have you do is we'll have you write down 10 words to describe yourself. For me, I did it mostly on my values, but I also have 10 branding words. So here's what I mean by brand. I'm a Christian, so I stir hope. You can go to my Facebook page and right on my banner, that's kind of my brand. That's what I do. It's actually what I do. It's not my brand. But it says hope stir. That's the very first thing. Like if you're going to come to my Facebook, you're going to get hope. I'm just going to dump hope on you because like she just said, people are hopeless, okay? So hope stir, you're going to see that I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm an oil slinger. So right there, people come to my page, and if they don't like direct sales, they're not going to be my friend because they know they're going to hear about oils there, okay? But my brand is not the quirks of who I am. So like I have a bird. That's weird. Most people don't have a bird, okay? So we highlight my bird on social media. People are like, she's a crazy bird. These oils, I don't even know what's going on. The brand itself, when they come to your page, what are they likely to find? For me, they're likely to find hope. They're likely to find really good content for learning about your health. They're going to laugh. They're going to, so these are words that are like, I'm fun, I bring value, I stir hope. These are the things that when I post to social media, they fit under one of the 10 words that I wrote out for myself. And that will help you do that. How long it takes to do that? It can depend. For me, it took about 3 months to try on my brand because there is a necessary season where you're going to copy your leader. And that's okay. Like you are going to look around and say, who do I want to be like? And I think that that's a really necessary thing. You need to look around and look at the coach that you're like, oh, I want to be just like her. And piggyback off that for a while. Try on some other people's brands. And then you can go back and tailor it to what you like and where you're like, oh, I like that about her, but I really would rather do this. So try some brands on for yourself. This is not where you're like copying someone, but you do want to be like your hero, right? And so go ahead and try it on and see what that feels like. For me, it took a month to like nail down my brand. And now I just don't go outside of it. You know, it seems boxed in, but can I tell you, where there's borders around your life, there is so much freedom within those borders. So don't be afraid to say, like, here's my 10 words, and I'm going to just post these things. These are when people come to my page, they know that they're going to have to see funny things, and they're going to feel good about themselves, and they know that they're going to get a workout. They're going to see transformation, like whatever. Like you get to choose that. So some people it takes a couple months, some people it takes a little bit longer, but just remember you are ever transforming. Like even the brand that I have for myself is going to change because as you make room for success, the success comes in and you get to revamp things. You get to say, okay, I'm gonna put that word aside for a while and I'm gonna adopt this one because that's the beauty of you as a human. You're ever growing and you're ever changing. So don't be afraid to like come up with a brand for yourself now and then be like a couple months from now, be like, no, I don't really want to do that part of it. Like that's okay. Try things on, find leaders you like, emulate them, sit down, and then just be really intentional about who you are. And stick and like fly your freak flag. Can I just tell you, people don't like mediocre folks on social media. You follow all the weird people just like me. Like I follow eccentric, crazy people who have birds and cockatoos. Like that's weird, but that's what I like. And so I'm going to find it. I'm going to fly that freak flag. And that's okay. If people don't like bird poop, you got to go. I like bird poop. I have birds. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Not everybody's going to jive with that. You cannot please everybody. And you don't want to. That is bondage. But you do want to speak to the group that you love the most. And you're most likely to love people who are in a season that's similar to you, and like, oh, there's just so much to go with that. Okay, do you find new people to add to your network, or are they coming to you? Meaning friending new people, or are you getting new friends requests from others? Okay, that's a great question. I'm kind of in a weird season in my business because I still have people in my warm market who, for the love, will not jump on the train. I don't know, they're just like dragging their heels. So I still have warm market people. I am not huge on Instagram. It's not my favorite place to hang out. I'm more on Facebook, and I don't purposefully go out and recruit people because I feel like I would have a better time creating good content that would go viral or to share, and that it would attract people to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like this is just my personal conviction. It might not be what any other, I've actually never read a network marketing book that ever said this, but I actually want people, well, maybe, what's that guy's name? Big Al. You guys read Big Al? Come on, tell me there's some network marketing people here. Big Al Schreiber. Oh gosh, his books are nutty, but they're super funny. I want people to come to me. I believe that conscious language, I have an affirmation that I say every day. People come from all over the world to do business with me. So I act like that, and I haven't been avidly reaching out to people. I am avidly getting involved in new groups in my community, at my gym, or whatever, wherever I am continually looking to place myself in, because like I've always dreamed about doing a TED Talk. That's just something that's on my heart. I would love to do it. It's a huge challenge. 18 minutes. I mean, we've gone here for nearly an hour, and I could still go more. But I'm not thinking about, that's my fear talking. I am going to join a TED Talk group where people sit around and hang out. So I know that I want to do that. So I'm going to join that group. They're going to ask me what I do for a living. So I'm the kind of person that, as long as I'm ever getting involved with new circles of people, they're going to eventually ask me what I do for a living. And everybody, like I said, everybody's going to want to wake up one day and take good care of their health at some point, and you're going to be there ready for them. So as long as you're actively in the community at some capacity, and you tell everybody what you do, I just don't think you have to recruit heavy. At least that's not been my experience. And meaning like getting, what should she say here? Meaning friending new people, or are you getting friend requests? So I'm getting friend requests from others. I'm in a kind of weird spot where I get a lot of people that are in my company who want to hang out with me to get business ideas and things like that. And I also have like stuff like this going on where I've just, created my circle a little bit, expanded it a little bit more tonight. And I didn't have to work for that, right? I was asked to do this. So I think that if you are out there and just being your awesome, amazing self and sharing who you are and creating good, valuable content, that people will come to you. And again, conscious language says that I don't bang on people's doors. I don't know. Do you guys wake up every day and like want to bang on people's doors and beg them to do this with you? Because I just don't. I would rather have people line up at my door every day and say, hey, oh my gosh, I really need to try this lavender. I need a good night's sleep. Can you please hook me up? I know you got it. Like, I would rather have that and build my business that way than going out and trying to push something on someone that they might not be ready for. I just know that I have to make sure that my network knows the products and services I have to offer, and wait for them to have their moment where they need it, because that is going to happen. That's inevitable. Some are dragging their feet. Some are super easy to enroll and get started. But the truth of the matter is, like I said, you have tons of people in your network who are ready to change their life. They're one decision away from wanting to get healthy. So just be ready for that. Be expectant of that. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like, hey, no, it is tempting. I will say like, hey, I make such and such per month. I do want to tell everybody like, real, like the money is real, like the thank you checks are coming in, and this is something like you're gonna buy all the products anyway. Like, why would you not want to leverage things that you're already gonna buy and create for yourself long-term sustainable wealth. That's just crazy. So yeah, there are people I do reach out to and I say, hey, look, I love you. I see you struggling and it doesn't have to be this way. But for the most part, it's because I want to. It's not because I feel like I have to recruit. There's a totally different feel on that, right? There's a sense of urgency where, look, I know you're struggling and I'm just going to lay this for you. It's not for everyone, but I can't not tell you, like we're talking thousands of dollars per month from a couple, three hours a day if you're doing full-time. If you're not doing full-time, like, I don't know how long your workouts are. Do a shake, do a workout, like an hour for just personal development and then talking to all your team about it. Like, seriously, this is the craziest, best job on the planet, right? So that was a really long answer. Sorry. That's kind of how I roll. She told me I could be long-winded, so.
A huge element of our business is, so I don't cold recruit. I can't. It's not my thing.
It's not me either.
I mean, if somebody comes to me about the business opportunity, that's totally one thing. But how I personally believe it needs to happen, and I'm sure you can agree with this, is I want to get my product into people's hands. I want to create lifers out of them. I want to first pour into them and then have them naturally, whether it's just saying, hey, you're doing an amazing job and you have these incredible results and you've fallen in love with this product. I don't know if this is for you because it's not for everybody, but have you ever considered doing what I do? Because this is how it can impact your life. So I go more of like let's make you a client. Let's transform you and move forward.
I feel like I was like that for a long time. I'm going to turn my light on real quick. Hold on. Because it's starting to get dark here. I was like that for a while. And this is where your guys is a little different than mine. Now I am more heavy on the business, fall back on product. That's because we sell plant-based soaps and detergents and things that people are already buying right now, right? So like they can easily swap that out. And I just believe everybody, especially every mama, I feel like every woman is entrepreneurial. It's in their DNA. And I believe that every woman deserves to leverage every single product she has in her house to create for her family long-term wealth. I just do. I feel like, why would I go buy nasty toothpaste that is bad for my body and I can't make money out? Like, that company is only taking money from me. Or I could buy from another company that's plant-based and I could recommend that toothpaste to my friend and I could make money back and get my toothpaste for free and create a paycheck. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I think that's where for me, that's where I've kind of switched. I'm like, hey, you guys, you already buy toothpaste. Why not, why not buy one that's better for you? And, there's just so many people that would love that extra money. They would. But that has been a very recent switch, because I do know the power of a great customer, somebody who has had amazing results. They're hard to shut up. And those are the kinds of people you definitely want on your team. It makes life so much fun. And when they're authentic and they're sharing because they're really using it, there is something to be said about somebody who, like, yours is a little different because you really need good results first, right? You really do. And so everybody's different. Your business is going to evolve. I'm sure that when you're sitting there pulling in $100,000 a year, you're going to tell people like, hey, if you're going to work out, you might as well come work out with me, right? Like, seriously.
Yep. No, I completely agree. That's awesome.
From an entrepreneurial standpoint, from a financial investment standpoint, network marketing is the best as long as you don't quit. It really is, because like I said, the people are going to wake up one day and want to work out anyway, so they might as well work out with you and get paid for it. Right?
Yes. I completely agree. Does anybody else have any questions? No.
Everyone's like,
no. This is like, honestly, I love team calls, but the end of team calls is always like that awkward date where you're like, I don't really have anything else to say to you.
Are we we done? Do you want to kiss? Or
Thank you so much for your time tonight. You rocked it. I think
I'm so glad we get to be friends. I cannot wait to watch your journey unfold, and I can't wait to see your team explode. Like next year, you guys, this team call is there's going to be so many tiny little screens on here because you guys are going to be enrolling people like crazy. All your friends are going to want to do this with you, and I can't wait to see that. I can't wait. I hope that next year, when it does happen, when it's just 4 or 5 times bigger than this, like I hope I get to come back and just be a fly on the wall and see you do your magic. You are a phenomenal leader. You guys have an amazing example, and I know so as long as you don't quit, you guys are going places. You are going places.
Thank you so much. And seriously, if you come to GoPro in November, we have to get together.
Oh yeah, we will have to hook up for sure. We'll do a selfie and grab a dinner.